the storm and the stone. In the heart of the whispering woods, 3 unlikely neighbours lived. Fern the fox, swift and sly, Taran the lion, bold but brash, and old Moss, a turtle whose shell bore the cracks of centuries. Though they shared the same forest, they rarely crossed paths. Fern scavenged alone, Taran patrolled his territory fiercely, and Moss ambled slowly, muttering proverbs to the trees. One autumn evening, the sky turned the colour of bruised fruit. A storm brewed, fiercer than any in memory. Rivers swelled, winds clawed at roots, and the animals fled. Fern darted to higher ground, only to find Taran already there, snarling at the rising flood. Moss, meanwhile, had barely climbed a muddy slope when the rain began to fall in sheets. "Move faster, Shellback!" Taran roared as Moss inched toward a rocky outcrop. "Speed without direction is chaos," Moss wheezed, tapping his claw on a jagged boulder. "This stone, it's loose. If we shift it, it could block the water, save the burrows below." Fern's ears twitched. "But that boulder's massive. Even Taran can't move it alone." The lion bristled. "I could if I wanted to." He lunged at the stone, claws scraping, but it didn't budge. Fern circled the rock, sniffing. "There's a crack here. If we wedge something in, we might split it." She dashed off, returning with a fallen oak branch. Moss nodded. "Leverage. Clever. But we'll need strength and timing." Reluctantly, Taran pressed his shoulder against the branch while Fern guided it into the fissure. Moss anchored himself beneath, bracing the base. "Now, push!" the turtle urged. With a groan, the lion heaved. Fern scrambled to add her weight, and Moss held steady as the stone trembled. For a breath, nothing happened. Then, with a thunderous crack, the boulder split. Half of it rolled downhill, diverting the flood's path just as the storm's fury peaked. Exhausted, the trio huddled under Moss's shell as the rain slowed. Below, the forest creatures emerged, their homes spared. "Never thought I'd work with a fox or a turtle," Taran grumbled, though his voice lacked its usual edge. Fern grinned. "And I never thought a lion's pride could fit under a turtle's shell." Moss chuckled. "Strength is more than muscle. It is swiftness, wisdom, and knowing when to lean on others." From that day on, the 3 became guardians of the whispering woods. Fern scouted dangers, Taran defended the weak, and Moss counselled patience. When new storms came, the animals gathered at the split stone, now called Unity Rock, to remember. Alone, they were fragments. Together, they were unbreakable. The end.